Hey everyone, it's Jay here. I apologize. I've been meaning to make a follow-up video for quite some time, but alas, when you don't have a back injury in the sciatica, life gets busy and you're able to enjoy it a bit. So that's a great thing. Let's see, it's May 13th or 14th, something like that. Um, I am 9 months post microdiscectomy, S1L5 level. Most of you have probably seen the previous video that I made that was about a week after I had surgery. In similar story to what I'm sure most of you are experiencing or have experienced, and hopefully you're finding some relief, and maybe either one of these videos will give you a little bit of peace of mind. Anyways, my story: spent 8 months with a herniated disc at the S1L5 level, serious nerve pain, what's commonly referred to as sciatica or neuropathy, drop foot, limping around. I am 33 years old, was 32 at the time of the injury when it was really acute, and was sort of hobbling around like an old man. I mean, literally hunched over. Any Simpsons fans, kind of like Mr. Burns, hunched over like this, and so it was a brutal injury. You really didn't sleep very much, more than a couple hours for honestly 8 months straight. My injury was because of probably poor weightlifting technique. Was lifting weights that were maybe too heavy, had some previous back injuries, was doing weighted squats, deadlifts, getting ready for ski season, where I live out here in Colorado. And just felt a bit of a twinge one day, and it just got worse and worse and worse, and developed that leg pain all on my left side. And eventually had to do the surgery. That was on July 13th last year, so July 13th, 2016, if I remember correctly. It was something like that. You really lose track. And, when I had my back injury, I searched every forum, I watched every video on YouTube, I did everything I could to try and get some peace of mind. The physical therapy, injections, I tried other holistic options too, acupuncture, went to a conservative chiropractor, and nothing ended up working for me at all. The only time I really could even bear it was laying face down on my floor, which I would do in my office. I would work on my laptop, and I would be face down in the sort of Mackenzie extension. And that was the only time that the pain was tolerable, really, at all during the course of the injury. So anyways, had surgery, posted the other video about a week after surgery, came out of surgery, was pain-free right away, up walking around. I took about, I want to say 10 days off of work, and went into surgery at 6 in the morning. Surgery was done, and I was out of anesthesia by about 10 in the morning. The surgery only took about 45 minutes after all was said and done. Got out of my bed, walked around. They took my vitals for a few hours, went home, felt fine. A little groggy, weird because of surgery. A little bit of incision site soreness, where they had done the discectomy itself, right? And was out walking my dogs plural. There's one of them. Say hi, boy. Say hi, boy. Good boy. Was out walking my dogs at the park the same day of surgery at about 1 in the afternoon. Cruising around, felt great. Could walk upright, no more drop foot. Pretty much instantly felt better. Spent about a week just going on easy walks. And honestly, within that week, I was up to walking 2 or 3 miles pretty much right away. And the fact that my drop foot was gone and I could walk like a regular human being, an upright human being, was just the greatest feeling in the world, because I'm a pretty active person in general, and just having my mobility taken away from me was a huge challenge. So anyways, about a month after surgery, I started to get back on my road bike, started to get back on my mountain bike. Um, like I said, surgery was in the middle of July. Um, Came through fall, was mountain biking quite a bit, starting to get back in shape. I didn't do any physical therapy after surgery. And interestingly enough, my doctor never really recommended it to me. I had some stretches and some things to do with nerve gliding to prevent scar tissue from building up, and started stretching out and doing the exercises that they gave me in the hospital the day after surgery, and really had no return of any kind of pain, no reason to call the doctor, no reason to take any kind of pain medicine, anything like that. So, went through the fall. And that's a really important point that I want to make. Throughout the course of my injury, the only prescription pain medicine or it was actually nerve medicine was gabapentin. And I don't remember. I took like a bazillion milligrams a day of it, which is supposed to do something. I realized pretty quickly that it wasn't, and my doctor tapered me off it. So that was gabapentin. It's a nerve medicine. It didn't do anything for me. I'm kind of opposed to really any kind of painkiller or anything like that. It's just not my bag. Would do ibuprofen pretty regularly, and that seemed to help quite a bit. But after surgery, I was prescribed, a handful of narcotic pain pills, whatever they were, and some muscle relaxers. And I didn't have to take any of them. I didn't have to take ibuprofen, nothing. Came out of surgery and no pills, and stayed away from them because, frankly, I find them to be a bit scary. And that's that. I'll get off my soapbox on the pain pill thing. They're bad news. Anyway, so came through the fall, got around to ski season, got back on the skis, felt great. Felt great all winter, got out a whole bunch. We're now into we're now into springtime in the mountains, back on the mountain bike. I'm an avid whitewater kayaker, do some river surfing as well, so back into that. No pain. Once in a while I'll get like sort of little twinges, similar, I wouldn't even really say pain, but, little bit of soreness, tightness kind of thing, in my butt and in the back of my leg where I had the really bad nerve pain before. But doing some stretches, it goes away right away. I find the more active that I am, the less pain that I have. To a certain extent, certain exercises and certain things, I'll get sore naturally. And so, stretching really helps me out for that. What else is there to say about herniating your disc and having nerve pain? It really sucks, and it can, quite literally ruin your life because of the pain level that I was in and the severity of sort of the situation. It really affected my job. It affected some relationships. Went through a breakup. Probably that had a lot to do with the injury and me just barely sort of surviving through it. So I know that if you're watching this, chances are it's tough. I mentioned that in the first video. My only regret really is hanging in there for 8 months. I should have been more honest with myself. I've had some bad injuries before this one, many broken bones, some gnarly other stuff leading up to this, and this was like no other injuries I've ever experienced. It was so much more severe and so much longer lasting. My biggest regret is not taking my pain level and my quality of life more seriously and sort of marching into the doctor and saying, nope, we need to talk about something more drastic. A lot of people have faith in conservative care, myself included, be it medicine, physical therapy, the injections. They're going to encourage you to do that. My best advice for you is if it's really, really severe and it's really ruining your life, find a doctor that is going to that's going to take you seriously. My doctor took me seriously from day one. I respected him, and I stuck with the same doctor. I got a second opinion, but stuck with the same doctor. And the physical therapy and my faith in conservative care, I would say was ill advised. I really wish I had just done the surgery a month into this thing instead of letting it ruin my life for the better part of 8 months, right? So, that's my advice for you. Find a good brain and spine surgeon, and someone that you trust. Get a second opinion, and find the kind of care that you need to give you peace of mind, and just don't let this thing go on and on to ruin you, because I was scared of surgery. 32 years old. I don't want to have back surgery. It's a bleak thought, right? But I had the surgery, and literally woke up a new man. It totally saved my life. Life is great ever since the surgery. It completely, it's hard to even describe just how much my life did a total 180, all from 45 minutes of surgery. So, that's where I'm at. Just, recognize that it's a bad injury, worst I've ever had amongst many, many other severe injuries, and you can 100% come back from it, and you can be stronger. I'm currently in better shape and feel better than I really have in my whole life at 33. I'm lifting heavier weights. I'm doing it a bit differently. No more deadlifts, no more loaded squats on the back. I do a lot of kettlebell stuff. I'm conscientious of the exercises that I do, but I feel better than I ever have. And given the fact that this time last year, I couldn't even sit with a friend and have dinner or have a drink after work with my colleagues without, wanting to go home and lay face down on my floor. It's pretty extraordinary stuff. So don't be scared of the microdiscectomy. It can be a real lifesaver, quite literally. So, anyways, sorry it took so long for me to do the follow-up. Like I said, life is busy. Life is great. Feel free to reach out to me directly, personally, with any questions or any thoughts at all. I'll do my best to get back to them and be a little bit more attentive of this thing, and hope that you are finding some peace and you're finding some relief, and stay away from those pain pills, because they're just they're not the answer to any of your problems. There's better options out there. I can't stress that enough. So anyways, reach out to me with any questions. I'll be accessible, and would love to help in any way I can. So anyways, hope you made it through all this babbling nonsense, and hope that everyone out there that's followed this or have had surgery since are back on the up and up and enjoying life again. Thanks, guys.